What's up guys, Kartik Gaming here, and today I will be showing you 5 helpful tips in Clash Royale. Before I begin, make sure to put a thumbs up below and subscribe for more game help videos. So my first tip is to try to have a strong melee troop that can soak up a lot of damage, or troops that can go straight for defenses. Now these troops can include the Giant, the Mini P.E.K.K.A, the P.E.K.K.A, the Hog Rider, the Balloon, and even the Prince. Now what these troops will be, they will be your main source of offense, and your strategy should be based around them. What you want is at least 1 or maximum 2 of these troops, since you don't want to add more supporting troops, which brings me to my second tip. You need to have supporting troops that help your melee troop reach the tower and destroy it. Now I've got the Hog Rider, so I need the Goblins and the Minion Horde to support this Hog Rider to reach the tower and destroy it. These supporting troops can include archers, the musketeer, the wizard, the witch, and all those type of troops. Having a combo of melee and supporting troops is the most basic strategy that even many top players use. For example, once you have a lot of elixir, send a melee troop. For example, let's just say you just sent the Giant. Now the Giant's going, and straight after that, put a strong offensive push by sending supporting troops like the Bomber, which is a really good troop in doing area damage, or even the Goblins, the Spear Goblins, or the normal Goblins, and you will have a really effective offensive push. My third tip is have at least 1 building or defensive structure. I personally prefer to use the Inferno Tower, since it is great for countering strong melee troops. It's not in this deck. I'll show you my main deck in a few minutes. Even the Skeleton Trap is useful because it's just 3 elixir, not much. Now there are 2 types of buildings. One that spawn troops, such as you've got the Goblin Hut right there, and ones that don't, like the cannon. Now I prefer to use these buildings as a defense, and the ones that do not spawn, I use the Inferno Tower, which does not spawn, and because many people also use that as a resource, such as the Elixir Collector, but that is completely my opinion, and let me know in the comments down below what is your preferred building type and why. My 4th tip for you guys is don't forget to use spells. Now spells are really handy in giving your strategy 1 more plus point. I prefer to use the Fireball and Raid spells, since I use spells for both offense and defense, but it is completely up for your choice. Some spells are for defense, such as arrows when you have a horde of troops coming, and others are just for offense, such as poison. Now there are spells that can use for both, whether you're defending your own tower or destroying the opponent's. My final tip is to make sure your average elixir cost isn't too low or not too high. Now try to keep it within 3.5 or 4 for a balanced deck, but anything higher or lower would require lots of strategy. As you can see with my deck, this is my main deck, I have a 3.8, which is okay. I have a melee troop, which is a Balloon, which goes straight for the defense, and I have the Minion Horde and the Goblins for support. I have the Rage and Fireball spells to get that Balloon and destroy that tower. And I also have a defensive buildings, which I told earlier was the Inferno Tower. I use the Dragon and for both offense and defense. Now, another thing you might notice is that I have a lot of flying troops, like the Minion Horde, the Dragon, the Balloon. Now, these might be good, but it can be better. It's both good and bad, both depending on the opponent's deck. Now what I have seen is many people don't have the effective troops to counter flying troops, but some are completely opposite. So sometimes it basically depends on the deck of the opponent, and with this deck I have managed to win lots of battles. So that's it guys, today I have shown you 5 helpful tips in Clash Royale. Make sure to subscribe and like below for more game help videos.